Hey there, welcome back to Melanie Loves Death Metal from quarantine. This is now, I think, day 6 of being in isolation because I have COVID. I am feeling quite a bit better than I was on Tuesday when I recorded my last video, so I'm doing another video because of that. I'm going a little bit stir crazy. I'm still testing positive, so I'm not going anywhere. I still have some symptoms. Got some stuff going on in the chest that's not too fun, but I think I should be okay for the heavy metallurgy stream tomorrow, but we'll see how I wake up tomorrow morning because every morning is something different. COVID sucks. Would not recommend anybody getting this. That's all I'm going to say. But this is a video that I've been wanting to make since I got back from vacation. It is now July. We are now halfway through the year. I wanted to talk through what some of my favorite albums that have come out so far this year, and then talk through what I know still needs to come out and what I know will probably end up being on this list. So if there's some things on here and you're wondering where the hell they are, I probably haven't listened to them yet, or I just... a lot of times I don't listen to things until I get them in the mail. So there's a couple of things sitting in my P.O. box right now that I'm unable to get. I'm hoping maybe I can have somebody pick them up for me sometime this week, but we'll see. I asked my wife to go to my P.O. box, so she might be able to do that today. I don't know, we'll see. But there is one particular vinyl that I know is coming. I got the shipment notification. It's probably already there. I haven't checked, but it is the new Nachachwen on Bindrune Records. That is an amazing record. I tried my best to wait until I got it in stock, in my hands to listen to. It's been out for a little while now, but I did finally, streamed it a couple days ago, and it's an incredible folky black metal album. So that'll definitely be on the year-end list, and that definitely is going on today's video as well. So I'm calling that out because I don't have the physical copy. Another one that I'm calling out that I don't have the physical copy yet because I'm not getting it until October, but it's been on streaming ever since it came out, is the new Knoll album. Actually, I should say the Nachachwen album is called Kanawa Black, I think is how you pronounce it, and it's on Bindrune, I think it's that. But the new Knoll album as well. They are a grindcore band out of Kentucky. No, I'm sorry, Tennessee. Sorry, guys, Tennessee. Incredible grindcore band. Super intense band. Their last album, Interstice, came out last year, and I talked about it on here a while back. Amazing album, but they do have a new one called Metaphoric. Metaphoric, I think is how, I don't know. That just came out recently, and it's streaming right now, but the physical merch is not coming until October. Incredible album. That is also one of my favorite albums to come out so far this year. So covering that, because I don't have the physical copies for them yet, let's get started on some of the things that I absolutely love so far that has come out this year. It is going to be death metal, grindcore, hardcore, whatever the fuck genre that is extreme metal is in this video. I'm not separating it out to the black metal. I'll keep the black metal kind of together, but for the most part, it'll all be in one video. It'd just be a lot easier. So let's get started with the first one. Let me just, I don't remember when it came out. I'm not going to talk about like where these bands are from and all the other stuff. I'm just going to talk about the album since I've already mentioned pretty much all of these in my videos. So it's the new Phobophilic album that came out this year. It is called Crowned in Venom, whatever. Let me take it out of the jewel case. This has been one of my favorite death metal albums that has come out this year. It's one that I've listened to quite a bit, out on Everlasting Spew, and you can get this CD I think from Night Shift and maybe Indie Merch as well if you don't want to pay the shipping and all that stuff from getting it shipped in from Italy. Incredible death metal album. I feel like it's going a little bit under the radar right now. I don't quite understand. I've told so many people listen to this. Listen to it. It's a great album. This is so far has been one of my all-time favorites to come out this year, and I can't imagine that that's going to change for the rest of the year. I also talked through this quite a bit in that same exact video that I did, and this is the new Pharmacist album. What the hell was this called again? Flourishing Extremities on Unspoiled Mental Grounds. Gore Grind. Death Grind, Gore Grind. Amazing album. They've got the new edition of Andrew from Rip to Shreds on here. Amazing guitar riffage. Speaks just a lot of progression with this Pharmacist album. It's been my favorite one that's been come out so far. There you go. That's what it looks like. And the logo is right there. I think Rick from Dreadful Minutes pointed out, in terms of the graphic design, they didn't do a good job of that coloring, which I agree. But yeah, amazing album. I am not too sure. I got this from Severed Records. They might still have it in stock. I don't know if there's a tape or anything like that. Pharmacist just released their stuff like non-stop, just on several different labels and all over the damn place. Like, they've repressed all of their other stuff so many times, but this one I got off Severed Records. They probably still have it in stock. Check it out. Great album. So a new one that I haven't talked about on this channel yet, it'll probably go into a collection update as well, so you're going to see it again on here. Just came out, and I finally have listened to it about 7 times now, and this is probably going to be an album of the year contender for me, no lie. And this is the new Wormrot Hiss. So this is their final album with their lead singer, Arif, I think is how you say his name. Guys are insane. Grindcore, chaotic grindcore in the best way possible, and that is just intense, not chaotic, and that it's not structured or anything like that. Just insane. This is their 4th album, I think. I really loved their last album, Voices. That's pretty much what got me into Wormrot. This album is fantastic. So the hype around it is pretty warranted, I will say. I do have the vinyl and tape version coming. It's a long story about that, about how I have both versions, but this is just the Digipack version from Earache. It's on Earache Records. Imagine that. Earache has new metal bands that they pump out. But this album is fantastic. Check it out if you haven't yet. If you're into that just insane, intense grindcore, you're gonna love this album, no doubt. And there's a lot of other elements on here. Quite a bit of punk hardcore elements on here as well. It's not just that intense grindcore. They've added a lot of things. There's violins and just all these other crazy things in here. It's very, very layered, very well written, amazing album. Just, it's incredible. Absolutely love that album. So, alright, another one that kind of snuck up on me. I didn't have a whole lot of a background. I showed this off in my last collection, one of my last collection updates of the vinyl only. This is the new Candy album on Relapse Records. What was this called again? Heaven Is Here, that's right. This is another one that I have absolutely fallen in love with. It's this hardcore, industrial / grindcore mix of elements. It's fast, it's aggressive. There's just a lot of elements to it. I really like it. It's a really different album. It's not the typical, meat and bones death metal that I listen to, and this has just really captivated my soul this year. So, amazing album. Another one of my favorites to come out this year. Another one that I've mentioned several times is Absent in Body, the new super group of all the members that are in here. Sepultura, Amon-Ra, Neurosis, Relapse Records. I've talked about this so many times on this channel already. Again, amazing album. A lot of different types of elements. There's, death doom, industrial sounding, and all that other stuff, death metal. It's all there. A lot of different things. Check it out if you haven't yet. I absolutely love this album. Plague God, by the way, is what it's called. Again, I'm kind of going through the ones that I've already talked about on here a couple of times. I'll spend a little bit more time on some albums that I haven't talked about too much, which is this one. This one is not death metal. It is not black metal. It is progressive metal, progressive death metal, whatever you want to call. Came out at the very beginning of this year, and I'm in love with this album, and I'm in love with this band. It's very people who are appreciative of the prog stuff and who are in the mood, and it's very hit or miss for people. So if death metal and black metal are your thing, and you're not a big fan of progressive, longer songs, orchestral, stuff like that, you're going to hate this album, so don't even try listening to it. But this is the new Will to Run. God, this album is so good. What is this called again? Epigon. This, I will admit, is probably my album of the year so far, and my favorite album of the year. But I know this is going to change just because there's a couple of other ones that are coming out so far. But in terms of listens and meaning, because there's a lot of meaning that I have and a lot of sentimental value for this album as well. This has been my favorite album so far to come out this year. It's hit me in different ways than a lot of other albums have. So again, if you're really into the prog stuff, the progressive death metal, the just all over, just very epic songs, long songs with some clean vocals and some death metal vocals, all that stuff, you'll really, really enjoy this album. Again, I haven't talked about it a whole lot on this channel, just because I know not a whole lot of people that watch this channel enjoy that kind of music. But I've pumped that up to quite a bit of people that I know who will. I think it's an incredible album. If you're looking for a really great review, Dylan McGowan from Banger TV, love Dylan. I think he also did a pretty solid review on that as well. So check that out if you're looking for more interest of what people are saying about it. But if you're into that kind of music, you should definitely listen to it. It's an amazing album. It's out on Century Media, so it's expensive because Century Media sucks. But it's a great album. There's also CDs and stuff like that out as well, too. So I'm saving one that I know everybody knows is going to be on here to the very end. The next one is another one that I have not really shown on here or talked about, a band that is pretty new to my life. I never really listened to them until this year, and I don't know, this album just really grew on me, and when I first heard it I was like, yeah, it's alright, it's pretty good, but then I listened to it more, and now I'm just obsessed with this band. And this is the new Vane album. What the hell was this called again? This World Is Going to Ruin You, a hardcore / whatever sounding album. I think this is their second full length. I'm probably completely wrong about that. Just got a lot of crazy, not just hardcore punk elements. There's a little bit of noise and industrial kind of ish stuff that remind electronic stuff. I don't know what the fuck the right term is, but I really love this album. It's growing on me a lot. I bought all their albums after I got this. Huge fan. It's on Closed Casket, Activities, and it's great. Check it out. There's a million pressings out there, so if you're looking for it, listen to it. You might like it. I don't know. The hardcore music has been something I've been really into lately. I've been buying a lot of it, so I had to throw that in here because I've been listening to that album a ton this year. Next up is one that I also don't really think I've talked too much about on here. It's pretty relatively new. It just came out on 20 bucks spin. And this is the new Savage Necromancy album. Pretty much Archgoat Worship, as you can see with the Chris Moyen cover album here. What the hell was this called again? I don't know. Feathers Fall to Flames. That's what it is. Reading is hard. It's Archgoat Worship with the female vocalist who's incredible. Really, really great Blackened style death metal. Fast, aggressive, just a great album. And Archgoat's one of my favorite bands, so of course I fell in love with this as soon as I heard it. So on that note, with 20 bucks spin, the Sam Plantley, I think is how you say their name, amazing, incredible death doom band. That album also came out. I currently do not have a physical copy of it yet, but that album is also incredible. That is also one of my favorite death metal albums to come out this year. Just an amazing, amazing death doom record. Oh my god, you gotta listen to it. It's so good. I feel like not a lot of people have been talking too much about that as much as they should. So again, I don't have a physical copy yet. I think that's coming at the end of this month, I believe. So wanted to call that out on here as well. Next up is another grindcore band, another grindcore album, which is just running amok in my favorite albums, but this is the new Nomos album. Have I shown this on here? I don't think I have. Yeah, the new Nomos album. This is called, what is it called? Consume, Deny, Repent on Closed Casket Activities. This album is awesome. So far, it's been, aside from the new Wormrot, one that I've listened to a ton. Probably top 5 album right now for me in regards to this year. Just so good. I absolutely love it. I'm brand new to this band. I only know about him because of my friend Paul, which, by the way, I think he's going to be starting a YouTube channel. So as soon as he does, I will start pumping that. He's the grind father. So yeah, really great. Really great record. Check it out. I love this album. I've listened to it a ton since it came out. One of my favorites so far this year. Probably in top 5 in regards to that. It's fun. It's good. It's quick grindcore album. Very well done. And I don't know if they have any other albums or anything like that, and I didn't do any of that research for this video. Finally, the last like true death metal album, there's not a whole lot of death metal albums, and we'll get to that in a minute, is no doubt the new Undeath album. I know it's really cliche. People will probably just like, God damn it, Melanie. Time to Rise from the Grave. Fuck, man. I just love this band so much. I'm not even going to deny it. One of my favorite death metal bands right now. I just love both of their albums that they've put out. I have listened to this so many times to the point of where I got a backup copy because I was like, I'm going to burn the shit out of this vinyl. I love this album. And this right now, aside from probably the Wilder Run album, is my favorite album right now to come out this year. It's the one I've listened to the most. It's the one that I can sing. It's the one that I have just loved ever since I heard it. And it just sounds so cliche. I don't know if it's the hype or whatever, if I got into the hype train or whatever, but I mean, obviously I loved Undeath 2 years ago when they came out with their first album, Legions. But this album has just really captivated me. It's something that I just really enjoy. It's an easy listen. It's fun. It's good. It's great vocals. It's great guitar riffs. And just, you know, it's a fun album. And I think in terms of favorite albums, a lot of my albums are fun. They don't always have to be super technical or super, you know, like in, you know, whatever I'm trying to say. But, my favorite song here to this day is still Necrobionics, but Rise from the Grave gets stuck in my head like you would not believe. Trampled Headstones, the final song is great too. Just basically everything about this album I absolutely love. I don't really have a negative thing to say other than that. I wish it was possibly a little bit longer because I get tired, I get sad when it's over. I mean, but it's a pretty solid length, so I like longer albums, so that's never a downside for me. So yeah, Undeath. Of course this was going to be on here. I don't think anybody would be surprised about that, but again, I don't care what you think. I like the band. I think they're great. Alright, so now we'll get into some of the black metal records. Well, actually this one isn't black metal. This is Funeral Doom. A little bit of a black metal element. The new Shape of Despair. What is called Return to the Void. Again, not an album I've seen a whole lot of talk. Don't know why. It's a phenomenal Funeral Doom album. I guess Funeral Doom was pretty much a hit or miss for people, so I guess that might be why. But again, there's a lot of black metal elements into this as well that are reminiscent of black metal. Season of Mist, they still have copies. Check this out. I love this album. Thanks to my friend Eddie, who is the reason why I listen to this album. He's the reason why I know about this band. This album is fantastic. With that said, the new Drutka album is on its way. Yes, I love Drutka. I know the controversy behind it. We don't have to talk about it, but I will admit I have all their albums, and the new one is out. I haven't listened to it yet, but I do know that Season of Mist has shipped it, so that would probably go into the year-end list as well. Just calling that out. Just letting you guys know. Next up is obviously Blue Taus Nord. Fucking hell, what an album this is. It's just so scary and just intense, insane, and I still listen to it. I popped this on actually last night, and it actually helped me go to sleep, oddly enough. Yes, I fell asleep to this album last night, but I just sleeping has been rough this week, so I just was really in the mood to listen to it. So fucking phenomenal album. I don't know, Blue Taus Nord just doesn't, they don't really mess for me. There's a couple albums here and there in their discography that I could have probably lived without, but again, they're not absolutely horrible. I just love that album. Thought it was great. It had to be in here. Next up is another one that crept up on me this year in terms of black metal, and this is the new Venom with what the hell was this called again? Legend. Incredible album. I think this is my favorite so far. I do have their other album. I just got it last month or something like that after I got this. I listened to it, but this one I enjoy quite a bit more, probably because it's the first one I heard from them. Love this album. Again, not a whole lot of people are talking about it, but I feel like you should. It's a great album. I think it's pretty phenomenal. Next up is one that came out pretty much at the beginning of the year. I feel like, again, people have kind of fallen off or have maybe forgotten about this a little bit. The new Vijadude, I don't know how the fuck you say your name. What is this called again? There's Always Blood at the End of the Road. I think this is their 4th full length. My favorite full length so far. They did like a trio album, like 1, 2, 3 album a while back. I have all of them, but this one has been my favorite so far. Intense, crazy black metal, just intense in general. The vocalist is just that super high pitched screaming, and it's fast and it's great. And there's some other, you know, mixed in elements in there. It's visceral black metal. That's a good way of putting it. Is this on Century Media too? Yeah, it's also on Century Media. I paid a stupid amount of money for this too, which I really hate myself for, because with shipping and the cost and everything ended up being like over $50, which is just annoying as hell. God damn it, Century Media, your prices are such garbage when it comes to vinyl. And then finally, aside from Undeath, this is going to be hard to top in terms of my favorite black metal album, or just album in general. I made a video on it, very half-ass review on it, is the new White Ward. God damn this album. False Light. This is probably just, you know, if you really want me to name an album of the year aside from Undeath and Nomos, this is probably going to go as number 1, but we'll see. I mean, that could change. There's still a lot of stuff coming out for the rest of the year, but this one is so far, goddamn. This album is so good. I love this band so much, so please check them out if you're interested into checking out a new, like, atmospheric style black metal band that has saxophones, and this one in particular has trumpets and some very ominous dark singing on here. Great album. This one has just swallowed me whole, as I said, and has been an incredible listen, and has been getting me through this week of being isolated, which I'm sure you can probably see the air mattress behind me. Been sleeping on that all week. So a couple of additions that I want to talk about is, yes, the new Phobophilic is coming out. Have not heard it yet. That will probably be on this list. Sedimentum as well. Fleshrot probably as well. The new Wake album actually just shipped. I just got the shipping notification, so I'm really excited to listen to that. That will probably also be in here as well. There's a lot of new albums. New Molder. Haven't heard that yet. That's coming. That'll probably end up being in here as well. Like, there's a lot of albums I know that are coming and that'll be in this list. But so far, this is what I've been listening to for the first half of the year. What my favorite album is so far this year. And yeah, the new Holder EP is very, very good. If you have not heard that yet, it's an EP. That's why it's not on this list. I kept out EPs and demos. So if you're going to be one of those people that are like, you didn't put the... It's an EP. End of story. I probably will do a year-end EP demo list again, but these are just full-length albums for now. So that's all that I had today, guys. I'm getting there, but again, check me out on the Heavy Metallurgy stream tomorrow night with Explosive Action, aka Simon, Alan, and then Marty as well. Obviously, it's their stream. We're gonna do like a this or that album, like one that you have to get rid of forever and one you have to keep forever. These streams have been a lot of fun that they've done in the past, and hilarious, and just I still am not over the fact that Alan didn't choose the Merciful Fate album. Still, I think that was like one of the first streams that they did. And then the most recent one, I think Marty, he like riffed a Halloween Keepers album that everybody was giving him a hard time about, and he regretted it by the end of the stream. So these streams are a lot of fun. This is going to be extreme metal, so it's going to be just, you know, death and black metal. I think they said maybe some thrash, but you know, not like Metallica, stuff like that. So we'll see. It'll be fun. I'm excited. I've got to get my pairings together, which I'm going to be doing today. I pulled out like 30 CDs, so I gotta, you know, figure out which ones I'm gonna do. So really excited for that stream. Pumped to be back. So yeah, like I said, COVID sucks, but I am starting to get better. I can feel it. Just still got some stuff going on here, but again, that's all I have. Enjoy the rest of your day.